A very good evening to you. Thanks for joining us on the Tuesday edition of the show. Promises to be exciting as always. From the city of Lagos right here in Nigeria, I'm Yemi Adebayo.
It's always a delight to have you join us to talk sports right here in London. I'm Austin Okonakwan. Yemi, it's a big, big night in UEFA Champions League.
All right, and so that's how we start the show, letting our viewers know what is currently going on in those two match centers, especially if you're not watching. Our promise is to be your eyes and your ears. Let's just go straight, just like Austin said, before we introduce our partner on the show tonight. A quick one, situation report on what is happening at the Santiago Bernabeu and at the Allianz Arena, just to monitor what is going on. It does appear that Chelsea are giving it a fight. They're a goal up, and in the other game between Bayern and Villarreal, it is still goalless. So as it stands, 3-2 on aggregate. If it ends this way, Real Madrid goes through. In the other one, if it ends this way as well, Villarreal will go through. But still a lot of football still be played in both matches, and we just can't wait to see what's going to happen in both games.
Yes, perfect start for Chelsea at the Santiago Bernabeu. 14th minute into that one, the ball fell through for Mason Mount. He was lucky to get the ball to his feet, but he wasn't lucky with the finish. It was a classic finish by Mount to put Chelsea 1-0 up at Real Madrid, 3-2 on aggregate, you mentioned, and we saw the confirmation right there. Can Chelsea fight? That's the question on the minds of every Chelsea fan. If Real Madrid can come to Stamford Bridge to win 3-1, then maybe Chelsea can either win 3-1, take it all the way, or just go on to win. But it's football where anything can happen.
All right, I have someone with me in the studio who doesn't want that to happen. Anyway, let me quickly introduce our partner in the Lagos studio to you. It's been a while, but we're happy to have him with us tonight. Sheon Jidagwa joins us. Greetings to you, Sheon. Maybe I should say Happy New Year. It's been a while, but thanks for joining us on the show.
Well, Yemi, thank you very much. It's an absolute pleasure to be on Sports tonight. And like you rightly said, the game is on. What a game we're having at the Allianz Arena and at Estadio Santiago Bernabeu. There's a lot to play for. Second half will determine who progresses to the semi-final.
All right. We'll keep our fingers crossed, but trust us on the show. We will revert if there's anything to let you know. If something happens, a goal is scored, we might have to stop whatever we're discussing and just bring you into it, just to fulfill our promise to be your eyes and your ears, just to give you what is going on. All right. So, Austin, where do we start from? Let's start the show tonight with the grassroots. Of course, we've always talked about all sports getting equal attention, and maybe it will bring glory to Nigeria. I mean, nothing stops us from being a multi-sport nation that will help us recover from the heartache that football always gives us. And on the show tonight, we're starting with the sports minister, some of the encouraging words that he's been giving, and talking about sports development, a special focus on para-athletes as well. All right, so let's just quickly listen to the sports minister, and we'll, of course, give our thoughts on that special event that I just talked about. That's it right there on your screen. Of course, the minister has been talking about the need to find young talents in para-sports games to replace the aging ones. According to him, young talents will represent the country in future international competitions. And so 15 para sports games will feature in the competition. That's the para sports festival. That's where he gave the charge, encourage us, the nation, to focus more on finding young talents across board, athletes and para athletes as well. So let's listen to the Minister of Sports, Sunday Diary, share his thoughts on what lies ahead, and we come back to talk some more on para-athletes.
When you look at the scoreboard, what we got in the last Commonwealth Games, you will see the para-athletics, boxing and wrestling gave us our highest medals. we believe that as most of our athletes are about easing out, a generation of athletes in the next 1 or 2 years, you know, track and field will be easing out. There's a need to find younger talent, both for the para and the other one. And that's why we believe the next 9 days, with our coaches here, with the federations, with the scouts here, we'll have an opportunity to see some of these talents. We benchmark their timing and move them immediately into Team Nigeria. And when we open the Commonwealth camp for 60 days, in another 30-something days, we'll make sure they're part of that camp and they can follow us to the United Kingdom.
All right, Sports Minister unveiling his plan and, of course, looking forward. Let me just get Austin's thoughts before I allow Sean say, you know, to about that. It's always good when you look forward. It's always good when you plan ahead. It's always good when it's clearly stated the purpose of an event. And of course, now we're looking at the future. We have to keep finding these talents because they are everywhere. The job is not too difficult. Nurturing them to stardom, it's what's can be a bit difficult, but finding them, there's abundance of talent in the country, and the Sports Minister is talking about the steps that we follow. And I hope that we follow through with some of those things that we're able to get from the Parasports Festival.
Yeah, I like the objective. The objective is good, you know, because if you take a look at some of our para-athletes, you can tell that they are aging. I've been talking about Loveling Obiji forever. We're talking about Yakubu Adesokan for a long time. And I really feel it's time we start, you know, replacing those aged athletes, particularly that it gives you an opportunity to build, you know, go back and discover, you know, younger talents. And the minister didn't mince words when he said all the time, if you take a competition where you have the regular athletes and the para-athletes, we look forward to the para-sports because we know they will treat us right, particularly with powerlifting. So this is a good opportunity for us to, you know, see these guys again. Another opportunity for us to feel the power sports. Another opportunity for the Ministry of Youth and Sports Development to empower these guys who I call special all the time. So this is a good one here. I mean, let's just hope that if they put words to action, particularly with what he said about the Commonwealth Games, ensuring that when they open camping, these para-athletes will be part of it because it's all about empowerment. And I believe that if we continue to do this, we will give more persons reasons to live, to be a beacon of light and hope. And people will not see their challenges as a situation to stay down, that with sports, you can transform lives. I think it's a very good one. So kudos to the organizers of the Parasports Festival.
All right. Let me allow Sean say it's, you know, to this is good. I hope we follow through on the objectives. And just like Austin hinted in what he said, I mean, towards the end, some of these athletes who disabled in a way, once you do things like this, it makes them feel that they can be part of the society. It makes them feel they can still use their talents to serve their fatherland and a whole lot. And there are many of them.
I mean, to be honest, no disrespect to the able-bodied athletes. They're trying their best possible, but I've always said that sports in Nigeria is more like a joke. Why am I saying this? In 1996, when we went for the Olympics in Atlanta, we won 2 gold medals, one from Chioma Ajunwa para MON in long jump, and then the football that we won. But Great Britain won just 1 medal. But fast track to this period, you cannot come close to Great Britain because they have a program that is called 8 years to podium at Selhurst Park. That means they train you for 8 years and you get on the podium. But why am I saying this is, whenever these physically challenged go for their own Olympics, which is Paralympics, they don't fall short of giving us medals. They don't just give us gold medals, they give us world records.
Even with little support.
Yeah, with little or no support. Aref Sheton keeps breaking the grounds with powerlifting because he's their coach and it's also their mentor. So with all this support, these athletes will come good. Let's give them a sense of belonging in the society. Feel that, let them feel that impact that people show love to them. And this is just the way to go.
This is just the way to go. A quick update from the UEFA Champions League is going to come up on your screen now. And Sheun will be worried. Sheun has to be worried with what you have on your screen. Chelsea needs just one more goal, and they will be going through. All right, so that's it on your screen. And Villarreal, against the odds, a lot of us disrespected Villarreal. We thought it was just going to be easy for Bayern. Even the Bayern coach admitted that it could have been worse if they had taken their chances.
Except you don't understand football, you disrespect the submarine, the yellow submarines. They were the architect of their own undoing at La Ceramica because they could have scored more goals than that 1-0. But to be honest, I give them credit because there are some results they've pulled up in this Champions League that have been very surprising. The last game in the group stage was at Bergamo against Atalanta. They destroyed Atalanta right there in Bergamo. In the round of 16, second leg, they went to Turin and destroyed Juventus, beating them by 3-0. So if you rule out this Villarreal team pulling a shock at your own peril, but for that Chelsea game, please, Carlo Ancelotti and Real Madrid, do something. Because if Real Madrid fail to qualify, Yemi, I might just be sweeping the whole of Aja.
Oh, okay. All right. Football teaches us a lot of lessons. Let me go on Austin now. What a lot of people have done, mission impossible, looks like it might just be possible. Antonio Rudiger getting the second goal, 53 minutes of football, 37 minutes of football still left to be played. Chelsea needs just one, and it's swinging their way gradually.
I know, you know, and almost the same thing at the Bernabeu until they blinked, and then Real Madrid, you know, picked it up. So Chelsea mustn't blink. It's leveled now at a good time. So let's see who wants it now can go on to get it. You know, I said what I said, that if Real Madrid can come to England to win, Chelsea can also do the same thing. So we'll wait to see. Rudiger lately been on good form, and this Chelsea team, I heard Thomas Tuchel saying all they can do is fight. You know, when you go down, you don't stay down. You need to fight your way back up, and I think that's what the Blues are doing right there in Spain. So let's see. Let's see what they can do. Let's see who can go all the way. But sorry, Sheun Ajidagba, Sheun, you should stop threatening people that you will sweep Ted Milan breed, because, you know, football will always turn you.
All right. All right. I'm very sure his heart is in his mouth right now. But let's move on the show, guys, and talk about something else. We'll get back to football in a bit. We're going to talk about the ladies. They also give us reasons to be happy with their performance. But anytime you see Sheun Ajidagba, you know that there's a particular sport that he has to talk about, and he's very passionate about it. So let's do a little bit of cricket on the show tonight. Let me get Sheun's thoughts. What's been happening? We'll talk about the ladies in a bit as well, but what's been happening for some of us who are not as passionate as you? We only know when the national teams are playing and all that, but you seem to be able to dig down and get some information out of cricket.
All right. So for cricket, from the 27th of March to the 4th of April, Nigerian Cricket Federation hosted the Women's International T20 tournament for 5 countries. There were supposed to be 6. Cameroon pulled out, but we had the likes of the Gambia, we had Sierra Leone, we had Ghana, we had Nigeria, and of course, Rwanda. At the end of the tournament, which was a round-robin tournament, Nigeria won the battle, but eventually lost the war. And what do I mean that Nigeria winning the battle and losing the war? Because in the round-robin stage, Nigeria defeated this Rwandan team by 3 runs. But it's as if this Rwandan team are becoming a thorn in the flesh for Nigeria. The first time Nigeria and Rwanda met was back in January 2018, where Nigeria and Rwanda had what we call a bilateral series. It ended 3-2 in favor of Nigeria. From then on, this Rwandan team has grown to be a very good side. But in the final game, which they are celebrating on your screen, they defeated Nigeria by 54 runs. And Sierra Leone also defeated Ghana in the third place match to finish in third position, and Ghana finished fourth and the Gambia finished fifth. When it came to the awards, the Rwandan team carted all the awards that were available. Clean sweep. For the bowler of the tournament, that went to Vumilia Magurete of Rwanda. For the batter of the series, it went to Gigel Ishimwe, also from Rwanda. For the fielder of the series, it went to another Rwandan, Ingabire Sifa. For the most valuable player of the tournament, it went to Vumilia Magurete. But for the best behaved cricketer, it came from a 15-year-old in Nigeria. Her name is Lilian Ude. In all the matches she played, she had 2 man of the match performances, and she's 15-year-old from Ebonyi State. What I want to say here is credit must go to the president of Nigerian Cricket Federation under the leadership of Mr. Uyi Akpata for pulling this together, because even the people from ICC Africa that came around were impressed with our performance. One of such person is Patricia Kambarani. She is the ICC media, she's the ICC development manager. We also had the operation and finance officer for ICC in Kubempile, and of course Justin Ligyangi, who is the development manager, development officer for ICC Africa. They were impressed with the surface that Nigeria prepared and everything. All the presidents of these countries that I talked about were also in Nigeria. Gomez from the Gambia, Kwame Asare from Ghana. We had Trevor Francis.
The presidents of their federation.
Of their federation. But Nigeria is the only federation. They are association. Trevor Francis Abura from Sierra Leone. Rwanda had 2 presidents. Their former one and the current one. The former one is Charles Haba, and the current one is Steve Musali. All of them were in Nigeria, and it was and for ICC Africa, they said the reason they will rank this tournament is we must have officials from outside the country also. And so we had a tournament referee and a match referee who came from Uganda. His name is John Trust. We had 3 umpires come from Kenya, Uganda, and Rwanda. Right. The one from Kenya was Patrick Makumbi. Patrick Makumbi from Uganda. Isaac Oyeku was from Kenya. Then we have Olivier Itangishaka. He came from Rwanda. Nigeria also had a fair share of representation of umpires. We had 2 female umpires, Debbie Imobige, Temitopo Onikoyi, and of course Taiwo Oladujoye and Olumide Akitokun. Now, after this tournament, the countries, they said they must have a relationship amongst themselves. And this relationship has given birth to something very unique, because 2 of our groundsmen, one, Francis Atega. Francis Atega is from Uganda, but has spent a considerable number of time in Nigeria. And of course, Yemi Amusa. They were told to go to Ghana to prepare pitches in Achimota. 2 cricket pitches that will be used for the All-African Games. And as I speak to you, the president of Nigerian Cricket Federation was also in Ghana to inspect those facilities. And it was awesome. So credit must go to us. And last week, Thursday, ICC, International Cricket Council, awarded the Nigerian Cricket Federation the Cricket for Good Use of Social Impact Initiative of the Year. They defeated countries like Bhutan, Samoa, Peru, and Italy. And what does this mean? During this issue of insurgency that happened in the north, the Nigerian Cricket Federation took cricket to the internally displaced people and started teaching them the game of cricket. So as I speak to you, over 2,000 people have learned how to play the game of cricket.
That's very interesting. We might need to go on a break in a bit, but something has happened in the UEFA Champions League, and trust me, we'll get back to cricket. You should also look forward to a special interview that would answer a lot of questions in Nigerian football. That will be after the break. But before we go on that break, let's just quickly talk about the UEFA Champions League and what's happening right about now, and just give that to you. Bayern has scored, and it is... on aggregate, it is 1-1 in that now. 61 minutes of football played. I'm very sure it's going to come up on your screen as we move along on the show. So that's the situation report in the UEFA Champions League. Chelsea still cruising, and we'll see what happens. We need to go on a break right about now. When we return from that break, I'll be passing the baton to Austin. We'll be talking about the ladies, and of course, we'll be talking about that special interview that we told you to look out for. So let's go on that break. We'll come back for more Sports Tonight. All right, welcome back. Before I pass the bait into, in fact, let me allow Austin do it because he's in the center of everything. I told Sheon off camera. I told him off camera, but I'll allow you say it. UEFA Champions League update.
It's crazy. Chelsea, they're on fire. I mean, this is how to respond. Marcos Alonso with the third goal. It's now Chelsea 3, Real Madrid 0. Don't adjust your TV screens. No, don't touch it. It is what it is. Chelsea, they're not joking. I was like, wow, what's going on? You know, they are smoking hot right there in Spain. So people were beginning to ask questions who was going to go through on the way, and then Alonso said, no, don't bother. We're not here to calculate. So with this now, Chelsea will go through comfortably, and it's still 1-0 right there in Germany. Robert Lewandowski giving the Bavarians the lead. So it's 1-1 on aggregates now. So let's see how that one is going to end. I mean, look, with football, you know, I always tell you guys, when you act like you know football, you get stunned. But I love this response by Chelsea. Thomas Tuchel said they're going to fight, and that's just what they're doing. They are fighting. And now they have the lead right there in Spain. Let's just hope that they will not blink and they can go all the way to winning. But Real Madrid also, I know, will put up a fight and they might just, you know, go down the wire. That's why we're here. We'll keep talking about it, you know. So that's it right there, confirmation.
Well, let's just quickly say that it appears like Chelsea's goal has been chopped off. So VAR just chopped off Chelsea's goal. So it's not 3 anymore, it's 2. Football, crazy things happening right there at the Santiago Bernabeu. She'll just give a sigh of relief. But we'll see. We'll see what's going to happen. But let's leave it at that for now. Let's just quickly move on. Austin, let's talk about the ladies. They're receiving a lot of praise for that performance in the two-legged friendly, especially the second one where they were a few minutes away from defeating the Olympic champions.
I know the Olympic champions had to come into the game twice. They were conceded and then got their way back 1-1. Then the Super Falcons went 2-1. Look, they said they were going to, you know, give a better performance from what we saw in the first friendly, and said that Victoria City, they would give their best, and that's just what the Super Falcons did. I think this is a very good result, and with this result, you can tell that Coach Randy Waldrum knows what he's doing with this team. You know, he said that it's long-term planning. It's not just about the competitions. He wants to see how these girls can play as a team, how they can get back their quality and go into the outcome with enough respect. And I think that's what we saw yesterday. Look, kudos to the girls. You know, mentally, when you lose a first game and you're playing in a couple of days, you need to show that you're not down and out, and that's what they did. So I like this. I seem to like the progress the Super Falcons are making. Yeah, it's just for them to gel together, be a team. All of the backstories we're hearing that can touch team bonding or team spirit should be eradicated so that they can be a complete team as they get ready to go to the Africa Women's Cup of Nations.
Yeah, I agree with you. Sharon, just a word or two before we go to our special interview that we have lined up. Are you as enthusiastic as a lot of people about the progress the Super Falcons are making?
Initially, I had issues with this friendly because I was asking of what effect will it be for the Orcon. But based on what I saw from the first game and what I saw from the second game, I must say kudos to the ladies. But for that mistake at the death, would have been saying Nigeria got a victory over the Olympic champions. And this is a perfect way to respond to our opponents going to the World Cup. I have no doubt that we'll not qualify for the World Cup.
All right. Okay, so that's it. Let me pass the baton back to Austin. And still, we have a lot of things to talk about, but let's go to the next one quickly as we can.
Yeah, you know, so much going on with football in Nigeria, particularly after the Super Eagles failed to qualify for the 2022 FIFA World Cup in Qatar. There's been calls for the current NFL board to step aside. There's been a lot of questions as regards the development of league football in the country. So the president of the Nigeria Football Federation, just before he left for Bucharest to represent Gianni Infantino at a meeting in that country, he stopped by in London and we caught up with him and had this special interview. So let's listen to Amadou Pinnick answering some of the questions that we asked, and then particularly trying to address the issues with football in Nigeria. Amadou Pinnick, it's good to have you here with us. You strongly believed in your third-term agenda. Why have you killed it?
I never said I was going to run third term. I was still contemplating consulting at that point, you know. I also believe at that point that there are a lot of things left undone that would have continued, you know. But you know, family first, you know, and you never say never, because at that point, I recall after the game, when there was pandemonium in the stadium, my 6-year-old daughter called her mom and said, "Mom, please put daddy on video, put daddy on video." You know, they were trying to get me on video, but of course, I was trying to calm situation, my members of the Congress. So I think that also added to the fact that when I got home that night, got to Lagos, because I left for Doha the next morning, my 6-year-old daughter that was meant to be sleeping waited for me to see the dad. So this is the first time I'm saying this, so it was quite emotional for me. Fife, why are you not sleeping? I wanted to see you. We're scared, we're bothered. So a lot of things went through my mind, and then I got calls from my sisters, brothers, you know, and well, especially my family, my immediate family, and said, "You've done your best." So it's family.
Is it majorly because of the Super Eagles' failure to qualify for the World Cup?
Yeah, that accounted for, because if you look at yourself, you pause and meditate consciously and say, what did you do wrong? We find out that up till now, I don't know what we did wrong. I can tell you very emphatically, I don't know what we did wrong as a federation, and also from the part of the ministry, because everything they requested we did. They wanted a full stadium, they wanted more jerseys, they wanted more home wears, we did. You know, we talked about the best accommodation for motivation, especially for the new players coming in, we did. You know, I know APs brought, apart from that, their E20, E200, they brought others. I said, no, I want to go with the best and the newest fleet. They provided us. So to me, it was just beyond what human beings could do. It was beyond our comprehension. It was beyond our reach, because we did everything. And the atmosphere, the clement weather, the crowd was prime for Super Eagles to win that game. For us not to have won, so it's something that is football. Football can be very cruel. While it's cruel to some, while the others are jubilating. That's football, you know. And I've come to realize that as a football administrator, every day we see the ups and downs, we see all those things, but certain teams are necessitated are taking those decisions. But like I said, never say never. Let's see how things go. But it's a family, and that is the decision.
In a recent interview, you made some comments about support from the NFF members. Do you feel betrayed?
No. All my members feel very bad, because I didn't even inform them of this decision. They feel, even till tomorrow, as I was coming out from my room now, I was talking to one of them. He said, "President, you cannot do this. I don't want to hear it." Most of my members, even members of my Congress. That's why you can see nobody is really wanting to come out to see they want, because to them it's still a shock. Because I'm young, I'm 51 years old. In football administration is a journey, a very long journey. You can be there. The former president of Spain, Spanish FA, was there for 30 years. 16 years in the FIFA Council. Sita in Burkina Faso was there for how many years? Niger, Pelé, he's been there for about 16 years. The more, if you look at Pelé, you know that he's somebody very strong in the system. I can go on and on, look at Danny Jordan, because it's not as if the more you are in that system, the more recognized, the more respect.
Yeah, but some have carried them along.
No member of my executive committee will say that, because one thing that I've been able to do as president, even though there might be discrepancies or some kind of division, which to me is kind of very subtle and negligible, is that we are one united family. If we look at ourselves, what do you mean not carrying along? I came out to say I'm taking responsibility. It's not because I was guilty. There are various heads. There's head of security, there's the head of technical, there's the head of marketing. But I say yes, because I don't want blame to be ascribed to any of my subordinates. And that's it. And to me, it's just civil. It's just pure courtesy. So that you don't look at anybody and say, oh, you didn't do this well. Let me take the blame. And I've apologized to Nigerians. And when you apologize, you should be forgiven. And that's it.
Can you confidently say that Nigerian football has progressed under your leadership?
Of course. Oh, listen, if people know 1/10 of what we have gone through in the last 8 years, you give us kudos. Kudos and more kudos. Trust me. In terms of laurels, yeah, we don't want to start counting, because football development is not about laurels. It's not only about laurels. Sorry, we want to win, we want to have all the laurels. But I don't think we've done badly in that sphere. I don't. We have a record of what we did in Africa under 17 World Cup, the Olympics bronze, the All African Games, the Super Falcons. In terms of development and transition, I don't think we've done badly as well. Look at Akikomi Amao, from our Zenith Championship today. He's a very prolific striker in the mold of Messi coming up. And, you look at Osimhen, look at Chukwueze.
But what about some of the vital tournaments Nigeria failed to qualify?
Yeah, because it's football. That's what I'm saying. Football, like I said, can be very cruel. Really, really cruel. But while you are crying and languishing, someone else is celebrating. That is the beauty of that round of that game. So it's not that we don't want to qualify, I want to qualify. But like the junior teams, my directive is under 16 should be under 16. Under 20 should be under 20. Let me speak in calculated ambiguity. Let me leave it at that. Under 16 should be under 16. Whether we qualify or not, it should be under 16. We didn't go to the World Cup. But we've discovered Akikomi Amao, right? That is development. That is the beauty of this transition, of this program. England, for the first time, they just won the under 17 World Cup and they won the under 20 because of their development, because of St. George's Park, where kids go play football, they are discovered, they come from the various new teams.
That sort of program in Nigeria, the sort of structure.
Yeah, the league, the MPFL is coming out right now. We're having the junior for all the teams, for all the club sides in Nigeria, in the La Liga youth tournament, being partnered by La Liga. I think we'll get to this point. But one thing I keep saying, the future of our football is our local league. People want to criticize. No, I will never. I will hail them because I know what they are going through. But the major thing is for the state governments to hands off running of this club.
Football followers in Nigeria believe that if the Super Eagles had played that World Cup qualifier against Ghana in Rio, the results would have been different. Do you agree?
Well, because that can just be... I do not disagree. I also believe that we qualified from there the last time, maybe not, but I don't think there's anything radically different from what we saw in Abuja. In fact, Abuja presented I don't think the pitch in the US is better than the one in, what they did in Abuja. Maybe there's no way I can. What would be the difference? I don't think anything. There's no significant difference. The Uyo Stadium is a world-class stadium. It's bidding to host the Champions League finals right now, and we're working towards that. Then the Abuja Stadium is out of this world, especially after the renovation.
Do you think it affected their play because the players were new to the stadium?
So what we say about the under-20 girls that qualified from the Super Falcons and played and qualified from there, you know. So to me, you see, everything we want to attribute spiritualism or some kind of philosophy to me, but I'm a very straightforward person, you know. Uyo, yes, maybe because we qualified from there the last time, you know. The same way the Ghanaians have that confidence when you're going to play in Kumasi, is a slaughter home. Uyo can also be seen as a slaughter home for for the Super Eagles, because I think they lost only one match there, I think, but they won all other matches there, and they have some support from the beginning to the end of a game, whether the Super Eagles is playing well or not. You know, they cherish the Super Eagles, and I think the same thing we had in Abuja, but just that the fans, they never expected that Nigeria would not be in the World Cup.
Have you led the NFF with transparency and accountability?
Let an independent person tell you about whether we are transparent or not. You engage financial derivatives, you engage PwC, and find out whether. If we are not, who are what sponsors we have? We don't have obscure peripheral sponsors, if I may say. We have super brands. They are huge, massive companies. So if we are not transparent, Premier Lotto, they will not do business with us. They will not come to us. We've been very, and all our audited reports are published. All A to Z audited report. And that's one thing that stood us out.
What's the way forward now for Nigerian football?
Yeah, we'll learn. We'll be intelligent enough to learn from all the mistakes we've made. And be resurgent enough to bounce back and keep going. That's just the truth. Because, like I said, it's a journey. It's not a destination. You just keep learning as you're going. You look at things. How do you improve on this? If I were to continue, there are some mistakes I will not make again. Never. There are some things nobody can tell me to do that I want to do. I've learned a very bitter lesson too. But there are so many things that are better left unsaid, which I'll say. I've learned some very, very bitter lessons, but that's what makes you a man. If you learn and you don't imbibe that learning in your next disposition, then means you're not a man. I know that I've learned quite a lot, not just from this game, from a lot of things going on. You know, from my Super Falcons, the under 17, under 20 male, female, you learn every day, and that's what makes you a man. And by God's grace, I don't think we've done badly. The most important thing is to learn. Whether you bring it to bear or not, you can use that thing that you've learned even in your family, in your business, in so many other things that you do. But the important thing is to learn. If you don't learn, then you're not a human being.
So that's it. NFF President Amaju Pinnick speaking to us on Channel Sports. Let me throw this to Shehu Ajidagba. Shehu, do you agree? Do you think the lessons have been learned?
Austin, unfortunately, there's no time, but all I'll just say in summary is in Nigeria, we don't learn. But the way forward for us, we don't have to suck that we didn't go for the World Cup. Go invest heavily in youth development across board and make your league a functional one. That's all I would just say.
Agree.
Right.
Totally agree.
I guess that would be the antidote if we're able to quickly move away from the disappointment of not qualifying for the World Cup. That's the part I agree most with all that the NFF president has said. It's not the time for us to start blaming, it was your fault, we have not qualified. Let's invest heavily in developing our football, not just the national teams. Whatever problems there is, let's try and solve it. And in the days and the months to come, of course, like they say, water will find its level. So we'll see where we're going from here, but let's just invest heavily in sports. Let's go back to the UEFA Champions League, and of course, drama continues. 3-1 now. Real Madrid now, I mean, this is why we love football. This is why we love football. So it's now for the team that wants it more. We will see what will happen. Bayern and Villarreal, same situation. It's left to the team that wants it more. 83 minutes of football played, by the way. So it looks like this game might be stretching beyond regulation time, but you never can tell. You never can tell. But your reaction to what you're seeing on screen?
Drama. But for me, Carlo, if Carlo bungles this game,
he shouldn't be forgiven.
No, he will be sacked.
Wow. Even if he wins La Liga.
Yeah. One of the reasons Florentino Perez and the fans are saying is that they're not playing the football that they want to see. That the reason they are at the top of the La Liga is because of the likes of Sevilla, Real Betis, Atletico, and Barcelona, who were faltering. That every hope is hinged upon Karim Benzema. That if Benzema is not there, then there's a problem. So he has to win this game. If he does not win this game, the sack letter is loading.
Oh, okay. And you would support that, obviously.
Yeah, I will. I will.
Okay.
But they just have to do this for me.
All right, they have to do this for sure. All right, let's quickly move on the show and talk about some things that have happened in football. We talked about coaches, two types of coaches, those that have been sacked and those that are waiting to be sacked. Let's talk about Carlos Queiroz. We're going to do this quickly as we can in a minute or two because we have a lot of ground to cover. Austin, Carlos Queiroz. I mean, we knew this was going to happen. First, he didn't win the AFCON. Now again, didn't qualify for the World Cup. There was no way he was going to keep his job. And so it didn't come as a surprise when, of course, we heard that he has left his job, ending speculation that he will stay on despite failing to lead the Pharaohs to the finals. Before I go back to Austin, were you surprised?
No, not surprised. These countries are unforgiving. You don't win the AFCON, you didn't qualify for the World Cup, you just have to go.
Okay. All right. So let's go to another one. The Ivorian manager, of course, also relieved of his duties. He's not his contract not being renewed. Patrice Baumel would not continue as the coach of the Elephants. Let's not forget, he was a long-time assistant to Hervé Renard. So he has history with the Ivorians. He was there with the coach that won them the Nations Cup. But then again, the Ivorian FA saying, look, especially ahead of the critical elections that is coming in a few weeks, saying we're not renewed. But in this case, are you surprised?
No, I'm not surprised.
A lot of young players coming in.
Yeah, so the honest truth is, they had a good squad. They were knocked out by the Egyptians. But some of these countries, their elasticity has been withdrawn from them. They don't have this spirit of, oh, okay, so let's give them. So it just happens. Oh, we didn't win AFCON, despite all the superstars that you had in your squad. And, hey, they're not even going to the World Cup.
All right. So... all right, so that's it. And wow, on a very interesting day like this, we don't really have much time. But of course, Austin, quick one on that. Those two managers, any surprises for you?
Yeah, for Queiroz, I think he had just, one mission. When you have a 6-month contract, you must do something within that period, had an opportunity to play the final of the World Cup. We can say, okay, anything can happen in that one. He didn't win, but he had a chance to redeem himself by qualifying for the World Cup. It didn't happen. So as we say, coaches are hired to be fired. So goodbye. But for Côte d'Ivoire, I think they're just trying to prepare for the AFCON that they will host now. So they're just trying to, reshuffle, re-strategize, and be feared again in Africa. So no surprises for me with coaches. I just believe that this Côte d'Ivoire wants to, gain back the respect that they think they deserve in African football.
All right, so that's it. We don't really have much time. We wanted to take a look at the Nigeria Professional Football League, but let's quickly Let's just go back to the UEFA Champions League. Let's see if there's any updates in the UEFA Champions League. If there's anything to tell you, let's do that and probably spend the remaining time we have. We'll also look at fixtures as well. So let's just quickly do all of that for you. There you have it. This is what is going to happen tomorrow. Atletico Madrid and Manchester City. That's the aggregate score as it is, Liverpool and Benfica. This one, a lot of people feel is done and dusted.
No analysis, so there won't be paralysis. Liverpool are through, then Man City will definitely...
Really? Okay.
Well, usually I don't like predicting, but I think Atletico will make Manchester City work. I don't think Manchester City are true. I don't think so.
Same here. Particularly when you're going to Spain to play Atletico, they will make you feel good. I think that one goal from the Etihad will, to an extent, make Manchester City feel comfortable. And this Atletico Madrid team, they know how to punish big teams. They will let you feel good, give you ball possession, and when you blink, they might just turn you. I think that's the motivation they will have, that they didn't win the first leg, so they need to push and go all the way. We'll see.
We'll see. All right. As we go, nothing to report in the UEFA Champions League, but I think it's only fair to talk about this man in a minute. Novak Djokovic returned to the tennis courts. Okay, there's an update. All right, situation still the same in that one. Tied on aggregate. Bayern 1-1 with Villarreal. Real Madrid. Nobody goes through as it stands.
Nobody goes through. And you have to give credit to UEFA. We castigated Alexander Seferin, the president of UEFA, when they said they were chalking off that away goal rule. Now, if not for this chalking off of it, would have said the tie was done and dusted from the first leg, but it has made the tie much more open.
All right. Okay. All right, that's the show today. Unfortunately, we have a lot to talk about, but we have to go. All right, Chimajiwa, I want to thank you for your time. You have to come back again so we can talk some more cricket.
Definitely. Thank you very much, Jamie.
All right. That's the show today. We do hope that you've enjoyed everything we've been able to bring to you. We're very reluctant to leave you, but we'll be back here again tomorrow. I'm Amy Adebayo. Bye-bye now.
I was just saying Chelsea or Real Madrid, somebody do something before we end the show. But it is what it is. In London, I'm Austin Okonakwan, and everything you do, remember, keep talking now.